and welcome to RE Talks with Amit Vats. Do you know that there are countries which with maximum or they almost there are countries in the world which take their maximum yield of energy through renewables, and one of them is Norway, which has almost 98.4% of its energy demand met by renewable sources of energy. Today we have with us Mr. Govinda Upadhyay, the CEO and founder of SmartHelio, a big data intelligence company based out of Switzerland that makes solar plants profitable and long lasting. Govinda is a serial entrepreneur and in clean tech. He was included in the Forbes 30 under 30 list for his dedicated work in the energy domain and is also recipient of Swiss Ambassador Award 2018 for his work in education. Govinda has also been conferred with the European Innovation and Technology Change Award for his first startup, LED Safari, which he taught kids to create solar, with which he taught kids to create solar LED lamps through Lego-style solar kits. His second startup, SmartHelio, has been invested by prestigious investors like Y Combinator and is among top four Swiss startups that are best for the world. So here we're presenting you Mr. Govinda Upadhyay. Welcome, Govinda.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you for the nice introduction. That was long.
Yeah. But that was worth every bit of it, isn't it, Govinda? So not wasting much of
Maybe.
the time, not wasting much of time and bringing our audience up to speed. So let's get to know a little about yourself and how did you come up with Smart Helio idea?
Right. So first of all, thanks a lot, Amit, for the interview. I think this is my first interview for any Indian media outlet. It's been long, definitely special. So hi all, I'm Govinda, born in Ranchi, brought up in Delhi. My father was still is in Indian Air Force, moved quite a lot. And originally I'm from Bihar. So every summer we used to go to a village, which was unelectrified as our summer vacation. Things have changed now. Well, that village is now fully electrified. And that was the world apart for me, like coming Delhi and then Bihar. So lack of electricity was felt firsthand. So I really realized that what the importance of electricity is. I graduated from BITS Pilani Goa campus in physics, moved to Europe in 2010, did my research in smart grids, that how the renewable will integrate into grids from actually Sweden, Netherlands, and Switzerland. And during my first startup, you already mentioned about Let's Safari, we kind of broadened that one, and we also were training technicians on how to install maintain solar panels. And that's why I got in touch with a lot of companies around the globe, like US, Asia, Europe. And I realized that really the whole maintenance is still highly manual. So I would say that that was the trigger point, genesis of Smart Helio. While talking to solar companies, realized this is a big problem. And then definitely my research was there to help this one. And then it was idea was that okay, solar plants are getting sick. We want to help them, so we want to be the doctor of solar plants. So that's how the Smart Helio started.
Great. So, Govinda, what is predictive maintenance and how can it help IPPs?
Right. So let's say like IPPs are growing rapidly around the globe. Okay, and India is one of the star case in the world. But at the end, we also have to bring profitability to investors. So just in India, now the Indian solar market is around quarter trillion, growing at 35% CAGR. Crazy. It's really insane.
Sure.
So to do such a large scale, you need to go on automation. IPPs have to bring their cost down. So you cannot keep increasing the scale and bring the cost. At the same time, you see the subsidies have gone out now. Like there's not many subsidies coming from the government because governments all around the globe feel like, hey, we have gave you money for 20 years now. Like, come on, be sustainable. At the same time, you see the PPAs have gone down. You see the crazy PPAs, insane PPAs of 2.5 rupees and all those things coming up now. And then it's going, depending on the countries, it is going down. So this is where I think we want predictive maintenance helps to create speed, to detect the faults when the faults has not occurred completely. And this way, IPPs can maintain their cost and keep increasing their profitability. Let me give an example. So string disconnect is a big problem in the solar plant. And some of the big IPPs in India told me that their ground staff are just running around the solar farms to identify where are the string disconnects so I can fix it. At the same time, I can tell you this year in Europe, it was a high temperature, a European situation with the heat wave.
So,
Because of high temperature, high radiation, solar plants are performing 8% less, and most of the things are caused because of the string disconnect, fuse blowing up. So this is where prediction can help to not to go to the system at zero, but really catch them. Another example, beautiful example, inverter downtime. If we can detect the IGBT failures before, it will help us a lot. And let me give an example of cleaning. In India, dust accumulation is pretty high. It's a tropical country, very normal. Solar plant can lose up to 3% of the production quite rapidly because of dust accumulation, as well as we need water to clean. So if you increase the size of solar plant and you start putting water, that's not good, right? So that's where these prediction can come, tell us when and where to clean. You can understand the accumulation of the dust, when and where to clean, help save in the man hours, but at the same time save water. Right? So these are the things where prediction can help IPPs.
great, great. So, we have seen many solutions which fall into advanced monitoring criteria, but not predictive analytics. Most of the time, it is just advanced monitoring. So, why is predictive maintenance challenging, and how Smart Helio is solving this?
Amit, excellent question. And I think that bothers me a bit also. I feel like in the industry, software companies, monitoring software companies have done a fantastic job, much better user interface, much faster acquisition and all. But these are engineering job, you know. They don't help us to know that if system is failing. They only tell us when system has failed already. It's like binary state. You detect only 0 and 1. You don't detect in between states. And somehow imagine a situation where you have a small deviation happening and your system gives you alert that, hey, go and fix it. Otherwise, you'll lose X amount of rupees or dollars. It will be very, very nice. And that's where the prediction comes. But again, we have to see the prediction is a science. It's not engineering completely. It's a complex problem to solve. Solar system depends on randomly changing environment, which affects the devices like photovoltaic, silicon, you have wired connectors, inverters. So whenever a system depends on the weather, it becomes a complex. It's not just easy to code things. You have to really understand the science on this part. Dependency on the temperature, humidity, drier wet, dust, pollution, their interaction with the devices, on the metal, it's very complex. It's not that easy. And that's where SmartHelio has taken a very research-driven approach. Like myself, I was a researcher for 10 years, really studying what's happening with the climate and the devices, energy production. We have now multi-million dollars or euros of research grant from Swiss and European Union. Really, tens of researchers working on this aspect to really understand that how the weather and this system works. As a team, we have around 200 plus year of experience just on solar. So we are very specific. We really select people who have this domain on solar. We have also opened recently, and that's very exciting. We have opened a state-of-the-art lab in Delhi, really adapting algorithms for Indian climate. And that's where, like, again, we are saying that we are hiring a lot of people on that aspect. Our research showed that all the solar plants fault can be bucket into either current, voltage signature, or both, like current voltage signatures. We do strong signal processing on top of it, bring a little bit of physics and data science, and we are able to detect the faults much faster on that. And as we are growing, we get better and better. So let's say SmartHelio is able to mix between physics, data science, and tons of experience, which we are able to, let's say, offer prediction, which is science-based, fact-based.
I get it. I get it. I think one thing to watch forward to. Huh? So, what are the efforts being employed in the industry currently to fulfill the demand for predictive maintenance, and what kind of solutions they actually exist?
So right now, what I have seen from my little experience, it's been just 2 years what we have started. We have grown definitely, but I'll definitely say we have a small experience right now. In 2 years, while working with big IPPs and all, and small also, we understood that big IPPs are trying to build their in-house team because they have identified that was a big challenge. Like because they were growing fast, they realized that prediction is the bottleneck for them. So they are trying to hire in-house teams. All of them in Europe, India, US, everyone is doing that. But that's not easy because finding right people with physics, data science, and if they're having the same experience, it's not that easy to find it because data science in energy is not so exciting. Data science in Facebook on internet is exciting. So people just go there to work for
Hmm.
those guys. Why would you work for an energy company, right? And that's why. But at the same time, I think vision is important. You cannot put a guy saying that, okay, you're going to work for 8 hours and all. No, it's all about the vision and attitude that we want to bring such change. And that you miss out when you just make a team and thinking that I put a department, I'll get it. Other section is the small or medium-sized solar companies. They use monitoring softwares and they third-party monitoring softwares, and they ask these software guys to offer prediction. And of course, the software people will tell these monitoring companies, yes, I will do it because they don't want to
Hmm.
lose the client. But at the end, these softwares are engineering tool. They don't have
Hmm.
experience. They can do a great software, but not science. So I see like these are the two like coming in now. Nothing has picked up well. And I believe like that's where SmartHelio plays a very important role because we are just so niche and vertically integrated. We do only analytics, prediction, and it's made on modern software. It means that our codes can be integrated to any existing software layer. So we are not here to replace anyone. Really, we are not here to replace anyone. We are here to work together and empower the existing technology so that it can do magic and help people to scale solar plants.
So another question of deliberation, Govinda. Will the machines take over? How would the future of O&M be?
Good question. Machines will take over. Like this was the same question I think in 20 years or 30 years back we were
Yeah, it's still the
hearing. In
same.
India, if you
It's
bring
still the
machines,
same.
people will lose jobs and all, right?
No, I recall, if I may just cut you in between, I recall
Yeah,
seeing a
yeah,
movie, very old movie, I think, of Manoj Kumar, whereby they used to have those bullock cars, we used to have bullock cars initially, and the first car came in. That was the time when people actually started saying, machines will take over. And the question still stays the same in 2022. Will the machines take over?
no, no, excellent. And then kind of we cannot deny that we are seeing already, right? Like machines are taking over quite a bit, and it is has created much more prosperity in any sector where machine has taken. So people have not lost job. I think they have become more prosperous with machines doing it. It's just great efficiency. So at Smart Helio, we believe in future, and the future is that construction of the solar plant to maintenance, cradle to death has to be automated. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to get reliable power. Because at the end, we're talking about 100% renewable. That depends on climate and weather. So if you don't have automation, fast connections, it will be very hard to get reliability. So I believe that answer is automation, answer is machines will take over certain things. We already see like drones now. We talked about drones 4 years back in solar industry. They
Hmm.
were flying around. Now it's a mainstream, right? When an investor come in, they say that, look, I want to put extra money for 2 times or 3 times drone flying on the solar plant, right? In Europe, I have seen, and India is also having autonomously drones are flying, doing a visual inspection and coming back to their dock. Like this is incredible. Like I have seen robotic cleaning now happening and it's becoming a mainstream. It was not there, but now it's becoming mainstream. Even for the smaller assets, it's coming up now. We see like automatic grass cutting one. So that's I have seen in Europe, not in India yet, but I'm pretty sure like those robots will come. And one fantastic one I saw was a Boston Dynamic robot with 2 hands, really connecting the connectors and disconnecting it and fixing certain things on this. It just reminded me of these car factories where everything is made by robots, like all the hands
Right,
moving around.
right,
I saw
right.
that happening. So I do see that robots are taking over. Where we are at Smart Helio, that we really want to understand the data very well so that we can control those robots.
Hmm.
So right now, not only the data analysis will help the existing manpower to do their maintenance well, but when the robots are coming in, we want to make sure that data is good enough to give them right instructions to
Right.
achieve what we want to do. So this is the aim here with us. So definitely, like I fully believe machines will take over, and they have to. Otherwise, we won't reach our goal.
Wow. Fingers crossed, though. So, With this, we come to a short span of interaction what we had today. Though we are definitely looking forward to having you at REI, which is the 15th edition of Renewable Energy India Expo, and we are calling it the Crystal Edition this time. And it is scheduled from 28th to 30th September. We have SmartHelio, which is also presenting over there. And I'm definitely looking forward to meet Govinda over there, along with all our other attendees, audience, which are watching the program and who would be watching the program in the future as well. So REI stands at 28th to 30th of September at Greater Noida in 2022, and we're looking forward to meet everyone. As we say, together we are stronger. So let's look forward to seeing each other. Thank you so much, Govinda, for joining us today, and it was pleasure interacting with you.
Thank you, Amit. It's a pleasure interacting with you too. And see you in REIA and with other
Sure.
people also. Thank you. Bye bye.